Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the special meeting of the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission. I will be chairing today's meeting in Chairwoman Waynu's absence. The time is 11:59, and I call this meeting to order. Mr. Saeed, can you please read the notice of special meeting?
Vice Chairwoman, this is a special meeting of the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission's 2026 annual meeting schedule. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided in accordance with the Senator Byron M. Baer Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of the virtual special meeting was provided to the Asbury Park Press, Bergen Record, Courier Post, Star Ledger, and the Trenton Times on February 18, 2026. The agenda and information regarding the virtual nature of the meeting and the ability to live stream was also posted on the CRC website. The meeting time and location has also been posted on the website of the New Jersey Cannabis Regulatory Commission and with the Office of the Secretary of the State.
Thank you, Mr. Saeed. Can you please take roll call?
Commissioner Laufer,
Present.
Commissioner Mapp,
Present.
Vice Chair Nash,
Present.
and Chairwoman Waynu is absent. We now have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Saeed. I will now turn the floor over to Executive Director Riggs.
Thank you, Chairwoman. We have two annual license renewal applications up for consideration by the board today. Green Oasis Dispensary, NJ-LLC, A to Z Supply Incorporated, both adult use licenses that were good for renewal, or that are up for renewal on the 1-year annual license period. Both of these entities have submitted the renewal materials. Those materials have been reviewed by our Office of Licensing and Office of Compliance and Investigation, and staff is recommending that the board renew these licenses today. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Riggs. Are there any questions for Director Riggs? Hearing none, is there a motion on this matter?
Madam Vice Chair, I move to approve the two licenses.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Mapp. Is there any discussion on this matter?
No.
I would like to remind businesses that the commission must receive a renewal application with all documentation and fees no later than 90 days prior to their expiration date of the current cannabis business license. So please, please, please prepare in advance for your renewal so as not to risk the lapse of your license. Mr. Saeed, can you please call the vote?
Commissioner Laufer,
Yes.
Commissioner Mapp,
Yes.
Vice Chair Nash,
Yes.
Chairwoman Waynu is absent. The motion passes. The next order of business, we have the open public comment period.
Thank you, Mr. Saeed. For public comments, as we do for every board meeting, members of the public can submit written comments during or after this special meeting via our website at nj.gov/cannabis/meetings. Written comments will become part of the public record. The deadline to submit written comments for today's meeting is Monday, February 23rd at 5 p.m. Mr. Saeed, I will now turn it over to you.
Thank you, Vice Chairwoman. As a reminder, public speakers during this afternoon's public comment period will be limited to 3 minutes. Please be respectful and concise during your comments. The first person I have on the list registered to speak is Chief Vincent Mann. Last 4 of the telephone number is 0023. Chief Vincent Mann. Last 4 is 0023. I don't see that person. The next person is Sam Reichbart. Last four of the telephone number is 3654. Samuel Reichbart. I don't see that person. The next person on the list is Thomas Norcia. Last 4 is 2406. Thomas Norcia, 2406. And as a reminder, if you're calling in, it's press star 9 to raise your hand. I see you, Thomas. Just give me 1 second. Thomas, the floor is yours.
All right, so I was chiming in on this, but honestly, I registered to speak at the March meeting, so that must have carried over. So I'm not sure if anybody else is going to have that issue too. Just so I just had a break right now. I was able to chime in, so that's great. My name is here, so I will speak on a few things. You know, I thought it was a little bit rude. The comments were on, I mean, it was on virtually before I think some people thought the meeting would start, and someone commented people actually registered to speak. So I thought that was a little bit rude considering we only have 3 minutes and I could go all day with you guys. So people look forward to that 3 minutes. So that's a little bit rude and disrespectful to even be commenting like that. So keep that in mind, you guys. The other thing is, you know, psychoactive hemp ban. We got to stick up for the farmers. You know, we want you guys to ask Ruiz's office for the letter of intent so that CBD licensed businesses by the Department of Agriculture could sell their full spectrum non-intoxicating products in dispensaries. You know, it's key. We need that. You know, like I said, I wasn't really prepared at this very last second because I didn't expect to speak at this, but you guys know why I'm calling. You guys got to stick up for the hemp farmers. Ruiz's bill said it would not affect us. We need people to do the right thing. We know Department of Agriculture's legal team is on something, but it'd be nice if you guys stuck up, did the right thing, so that we don't have to destroy hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of products. You know, you guys are allowing your people to do the same thing. You got topicals, you got tinctures, you got all sorts of stuff. You're allowing them to bring over hemp products over state lines. Yes, it's an input, but it's still over that 0.3, so it's considered adult use. It's interstate commerce on adult use cannabis. If you're not supposed to be doing it, you shouldn't be doing it. It's got to be even across the board. This definition of hemp can't be different from the Department of Agriculture to you guys. That's what creates interstate commerce. Hemp is a product on one side, hemp is an ingredient on the other. We got to get with the program, and we got to get, you know, together, because it's a little absurd that we got different definitions of hemp across the state. The hemp program was here in 2020. You guys established after that. You guys should have rode the definition of hemp that was already here and not created your own. I think New Jersey has their own definition of hemp versus every other state in the country. So that's a little bit crazy. We're the garden state. We need home grow. And I'll let my last little bit of time go to the next people. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas. The next person on the list is Damian Rogers. Last four of the telephone number is 0631. Damian Rogers. And as a reminder, it's star 9 to raise your hand if you're dialing in through a phone number. I don't see that person. The next person on the list is Nichelle Santos. The last four of the telephone number is 0557. Nichelle Santos. 0557. Okay, I see you, Nichelle. Nichelle, you have the floor.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Chairwoman and Commissioners. In 2012, New Jersey legalized medical cannabis to serve patients suffering from chronic and debilitating conditions. That program grew to more than 130,000 certified patients and ultimately became the foundation for today's successful adult use market. But today, the patient is being left behind. Enrollment in the medical program is declining rapidly. Thousands of patients are leaving each month, not because they no longer need cannabis as a medicine, but because the medical infrastructure no longer supports them as patients. They are being absorbed into the AU market, where medical oversight, therapeutic product diversity, and clinical guidance are limited. For these individuals, cannabis is not a consumer product, it's a medicine. Now that the AU market has matured and stabilized over the last 5 years, it's time to modernize the medical cannabis program. First, we must revitalize the medical marketplace. incentivize operators to maintain true medical grade product diversity across all modalities, require certified medical staff such as trained bud tenders or cannabis nurses to support patients, implement telehealth systems to provide guidance on drug-to-drug interactions and safe therapeutic use, and allow diversely owned adult use dispensaries to apply for the medical license to expand access. Second, we must integrate medical cannabis into employer-sponsored health plans as an alternative benefit, as is being done with Canna Coverage and Benebis Health. Healthcare costs are increasing at double-digit rates year over year. Employers and public sector health plans are searching for innovative solutions to address chronic pain, behavioral health conditions, and opioid dependency. Medical cannabis, when responsibly integrated, can serve as a cost-saving or cost-mitigating therapeutic alternative, reducing reliance on opioids, lowering pharmacy spend, and improving health outcomes.
30 seconds.
But without a strong medical cannabis infrastructure in New Jersey, employer-sponsored integration becomes impossible. So there's much to say, and I will submit my written testimony, but this is not about expanding a market. It's about protecting patients and preserving medical integrity. Without infrastructure, there is no medical program, and without a medical program, the patient disappears. Let us make New Jersey both strong and Jersey healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Nichelle. The next person I have on the list is Dr. Roz McCarthy. Last four is 1302. Okay, I see you, Dr. Roz. So Dr. Roz, it's *6 to, yeah. You have the floor, Dr.
Hi.
Roz.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon to the commission and executive directors. My name is Dr. Roz McCarthy. I'm the founder and the CEO of Minorities for Medical Marijuana, and I also am a proud Trentonian. I live in the city of Trenton here in New Jersey. I started my journey with my nonprofit out of the state of Florida, and Florida is by far the largest state with a significant medical population of almost 900,000 patients that are on service. I think there's some true takeaways that can be transferred and lessons that can be learned that can help to make sure that we do not cannibalize the medical population. At the end of the day, individuals who are going into dispensaries, I would say between 50 to 60% are patients and they either know they're patients and they haven't been identified as, or they don't realize they're patients and that's the reason why they consume their cannabis. I think there's an opportunity for us to utilize with the new regulations that have been introduced and other new opportunities and new things that we should discuss, ways to make it easier to be self-identified. The District of Columbia about 5 years ago actually created a self-certification program where it's no cost to get your card. You can self-certify as a medical patient. I know if I'm a patient or not. If you give me the infrastructure to be able to identify and to do it respectfully and do it in a way that is not cost prohibitive, I think you can see more patients. There is this thing called, you have the chicken or the egg, what comes first? You have dispensary owners who want to service the medical population, but they don't see enough consumers that are coming through. We have to figure out how to balance that so there's more parity so that it makes sense for that operator, and also that there is an advantage and a benefit for patients. Also, as we continue to see the growth of the program, the adult use, the medical program, I also want to address on the business side where we have, in the programmatic side, there are new opportunities for us to recalibrate some of the entities that are participating in the program as producers, as cultivators, as retailers. There is a new category that is not being captured, and this is a brand. And I'm speaking because I am a brand. I have a brand called Black Buddha. We're in 125 stores here in New Jersey. We need to capture what brands are in the stores. Are they servicing medical patients? How are they relating to the retailer? And I really encourage the commission to really look at how do we interact with those brands, those third-party entities that are servicing the communities here in New Jersey. Thank you for my time. And thank you for your time. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Dr. Roz. The next person on the list is Gaetano Lardieri. Last four is 9164. Gaetano Lardieri. Right, I don't see that person. The next person on the list is Andrea Rabel. Last four is 2164. Okay, I see you, Andrea. Andrea, you have the floor.
Hello, my name is Andrea Rabel. I'd like to start by thanking the previous speakers for actually speaking up for patient needs in this market. It's really reassuring as a patient to hear that the industry does care and that they're looking for ways to support us too. I agree with basically everything they both said, and I just had to take a minute to say thank you. What I'm really here to talk about today is more in regards to last week's meeting. We need to talk about transparency in the market. As a consumer right now, when I walk into a dispensary, there is no way for me to differentiate between a compliant product and a product that was illegally grown and not properly tested by a New Jersey licensed testing facility. New Jersey consumers are paying some of the highest prices in the country for gray market products, which were not grown or tested with any real oversight. This was essentially an industry bailout from consumer pockets, and we need to take action to prevent this from happening again. Right now, consumers are paying for broken promises and the illusion of safety. In my last testimony, I expressed that I feel the state made the right decision to release the illegally grown products because they were deemed as safe as anything else on the market. But I should also be clear, I think that is an incredibly low bar. I do not think your market is inherently safe, and I do not think your enforcement actions are adequate to encourage compliance. This is the second time we have seen grossly negligent behavior by labs downplayed to a slap on the wrist. Not only is crossing state lines with cannabis a crime, but that means those products have not been tested to compliance and are still on shelves. There is a lack of adequate oversight and a lack of protections in place to prevent future bad actors from running rampant in your market. The bill A1291 can help be that defense, but you don't actually have to wait until that bill passes to start improving the market. A public COA database, stronger whistleblower pathways, better data management. We need to take steps forward because our market is vulnerable. It's not just the businesses that are vulnerable. It's not just the patients that are vulnerable. As you heard the other speakers say, without adequate structure, we don't really have a program. We need to do better as a state, and we have the opportunity to do better. I understand these are very difficult problems, but they can't continually be swept under the rug.
20 seconds.
I will just cede my time then and say thank you. And I look forward to seeing what we can do to improve things in the future.
Thank you, Andrea. I'm just going to go over the list for those that didn't get a chance that registered. Chief Vincent Mann, last four is 0023. I see you, Chief Vincent.
Yes,
You have the
thank
floor.
you.
Yes.
My name is Chief Vincent Mann. I'm the chief of the Ramapo Lenape Nation. I'm also a hemp farmer. And I want to reiterate, what TJ from GrowWorks was saying in regards to us hemp producers in the state, and also in regards to cannabis, recreational cannabis market, being able to bring in hemp-derived products to, even if they're going to add it in as a, as a part of what they're doing, they still need to have a license for hemp. We've been through this and over this for the last couple of years, and we still find ourselves in the same situation. We hear about what's happening in the gray market, and like the last person commented on, I'm a resident of Andover, New Jersey, where we had what amounts to an illegal marijuana grow of 40 acres. And I have a lot of questions in regards to that, because, here we are allowing for illegal marijuana grow to be put into this market. And it's not just about health and safety. It also goes beyond that. Did the town receive, 2% tax on 30,000 pounds of illegally grown material? Are the residents of the township of Andover, New Jersey, going to be, hit with elevated taxes, property tax, to reclaim some of that money that they should have to give back? This isn't something that should just be swept under the rug. This is something that should be adjudicated. It's something that should be made very public, because we're sitting here all trying to do the right thing. We're the ones that are sitting here trying to represent ourselves, because we have no representation in regards to the hemp and how that correlates to the CRC market. We're always the ones that are left on the outside of this game. And here you have somebody who has a license for a micro grow for 2,500 square feet, and they grew on 1.7 million square feet. That is absolutely absurd to just allow for that to be swept under a rug. The videos are out there showing the whole entire grow. The town has a requirement to, to verify, that there is this facility here in Andover has been licensed by the CRC. There's just a complete and utter failure of the system.
Chief, just wrap up your comments.
Excuse me?
Just wrap up your comments when the time.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, Daniel.
Yep.
And so, we want transparency. There needs to be transparency. This is a conversation that is going to continue to go on. And I hope that the CRC reaches out to me. They have my number and my email. Thank you today for giving me my opportunity to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Vincent. The next person on the list, Sam Reichbart.
There you go.
Sam Reichbart, last four of the telephone number is 3654. I don't see that person. The next person is Damian Rogers. Last four of the telephone number is 0631. All right, I think I see you, Damian.
Hello.
Damian?
Yes, hello.
Yes, you have the floor, Damian.
I just have a couple simple questions. As a victim of a cannabis war, I'm curious if the illegal grow is going to be handled as if it was a non-license holder, and will they be prosecuted? And as to the interstate drug trafficking handled by a licensed lab, will that be prosecuted as if they didn't have a license? That's it.
Thank you so much, Damian. The next person on the list is Gaetano Lardieri. Last four of the telephone number is 9164. Gaetano Lardieri. I don't see that person. Vice Chairwoman Nash, this will conclude the registered speakers we have for today's public meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Saeed. And thank you to the registered speakers who signed up to speak and provided very meaningful commentary. With that, I move to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Mapp. Is there any discussion on this motion to adjourn? Hearing none. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, say nay. Any abstentions? Hearing none. The motion passes. The time is 12:24 and we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Great work, Krista.
Wonderful weekend. Thank you.
Thank
Great
you.
work.
Take care.
Thanks, everyone.